Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. We are your ghost hosts, Wes
and Jenn.
We wanted to do this episode last week, but we were unavoidably detained by playful spooks from Google Plus, and they cursed us from getting this episode out. So we never fear. All three of us were here last week, but only two this week. But what are you gonna do? So, this week's show, here we go. Well, this week in the news, the new Memento Mori Haunted Mansion theme shop is officially open at the Magic Kingdom. When visiting Madame Leota's former abode, there's a few important things to know. Yeah, there's actually like a few rules for a gift shop, go figure. There will be a purchase limit per style, per guest, per day for the products carried in the shop. I believe it's 6 each. The new Haunted Mansion pins will be carried there and the Frontier Trading Post, so you can find them both places. Dooney and Burke bags are now available at Uptown Jewelers on Main Street, USA, and the purchase limit for that is 2 items per style, per guest, per day. Yeah, wow. And you can find some of the items that they sell at Memento Mori's online as well at the www.disneystore.com/hauntedmansion. I know I will be checking out the gift shop definitely when I go next time. What about you, Jen?
Yes.
Yep. yeah, definitely take some pictures if you're going this weekend, and we'll
for sure.
Yeah, we'll post them on all of our sites that you guys follow, obviously. I had heard yesterday on Facebook from one of those other shows that there was a big line to get into Memento Mori's. So it's getting to Harry Potter territory, guys. But obviously it's going to be popular. Haunted Mansion is a popular ride, and everyone's interested to see what it looks like. I know I am. I know, Jen, you said you are. So it's definitely going to be cool.
I know, I'm looking online right now at some of the stuff they have. They have some pretty sweet stuff. Some of it you can find elsewhere in the parks.
Yeah.
Marketplace Co-op. Like, they have some of the tile coasters, and obviously My Other Cars, the Doom Buggy decal.
Yeah.
But they do have some placemats that are themed like the wallpaper, and that have the characters. And they have like a Madame Leota wooden sign. They even have a puzzle, which is the old ride poster.
Ooh,
but it's the Disneyland
ride posters.
It's the Disneyland old ride poster puzzle. It's 1,000 pieces for $18.95.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a lot of Haunted Mansion stuff on my next trip, from either the Marketplace Co-op or the news store. So,
but only 6 per day.
Yes, that's true. Yes, I'll probably only buy 1 per day.
It is interesting though, because I know they started that with when they opened Wandering Oaken's Trading Post. They had the merchandise limit, so I think that's interesting. They're already saying that there's going to be a limit.
It is, yeah. It'll be something.
They have Hitchhiking Ghost action figures.
Ooh!
I know what I'm buying.
Yeah, I think I might have to buy those too.
The schedule for this year's Epcot Candlelight Processional Celebrity Narrators has been released. The guests range from Jonathan Groff, of course the voice of Kristoff, to Whoopi Goldberg, Jodie Benson, the voice of Ariel, and NPH himself, Neil Patrick Harris. The Candlelight Processional has become a favorite tradition over at Epcot, which sees a retelling of the Christmas story by a guest narrator, along with a 50-piece orchestra and choir. The processional takes place 3 times each night, from November 28th to December 30th at the American Gardens Theater in the World Showcase.
I've never been to the Candlelight Processional, but is it a big deal there, Jen?
Yes.
Yep.
Every time I've gone, I know I went to see we wanted to see Neil Patrick Harris, but the line is usually backed up well into Italy, which is the next pavilion over. But I've seen it in bits and pieces. It's well worth it.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I would like to see basically all the ones that were listed. That's why I listed them on there. There's also a few others. Obviously, the whole schedule is available elsewhere. But those were the main names that I saw that I would enjoy to hear. Yeah, if I was there, I would definitely check it out. Speaking of the holidays, there will be a new Frozen Holiday Premium Package available at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Shocker. The package includes reserved seating at a performance of The First Time in Forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration, reserved viewing at the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights, a Frozen-themed dessert party, a holiday-themed lithograph, and Frozen pin. The package costs $89 for adults and $59 for children ages 3 to 9 plus tax, and park admission is also required as well. The Frozen Holiday Package will be available from November 7th to the 19th, November 21st to December 9th, and December 11th to January 4th. So there are a few days in there where it won't be available, but it mostly is. They're really getting these packages going. Premium holiday packages and dessert parties, and for anything that any special event, it seems like they want to get some sort of money out of it.
More than they're already getting.
Exactly. You know, I already have my Fast Pass Plus for the Frozen sing-along. That's good enough for me. I don't really need a lithograph or pin. I'm gonna get my Elsa pin, so that's good. And you know, it's all good. So I don't know that I would need to pay that much money for that, but I probably would not pay that, but Jen, would you?
I honestly wouldn't, but I know there's families that definitely are interested, and I guess if you build it, they will come, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah. Well, you know, I didn't know how big of a hit the Sinister Soiree would be for 100, and that basically sold out every time since, so it's been a big hit, so, yeah. So whatever. It might not be our thing, but there's definitely people out there who would like it, so. If that's your thing, check out the packages.
Over at Disneyland, since Wes is letting me talk about Disneyland, over at the Disneyland Resort, Anna and Elsa's boutique is now officially open at the Downtown Disney District. Guests from the ages of 3 to 15 can choose from Elsa, Anna, and Olaf packages. You can make your reservations, of course 60 days prior, now by calling 714-781-7895.
Yeah, from what I was looking at, I was looking at the packages, and you can choose between Anna, Elsa, and Olaf, of course. It's basically just makeup, and they do your hair like the characters. Olaf, I think you get a like a top hat and stuff. It's a boy or girl for the Olaf. And I'm thinking just girls for Elsa and Anna. But like a snow girl or snow boy, I think, for the Olaf. They look interesting. And of course, it says you can also buy a more premium package and add the costume with it too. So of course they're gonna push that. That you get the dress, the coronation dress, or the regular dress, or the I don't know.
Like, where are you going with that one?
I don't know, but yeah. So I didn't see what the prices were, but I'm assuming they'll probably be somewhat pretty high.
I'd imagine it wouldn't be any different than Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they'll be competitive for that one.
True. Yeah, because they're gonna. I think Anna and Elsa's boutique is gonna be very busy in the next few months. Also, the teaser trailer for Pixar's newest film, Inside Out, hit the web last week. The trailer showcases all the different emotions from the classic films of Pixar's past. It also introduces the new characters: joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. Inside Out hits theaters June 19th, 2015. I will definitely be seeing Inside Out. What do you think of the trailer, Jen?
I'm looking forward to it. I know I was pretty impressed when I saw some of the voices, I guess you could say, of some of the characters. I know like Mindy Kaling's involved, and I'm a huge fan of hers, so I'll be there. But the trailer alone, it looks like a really good movie. I'm a big fan of pretty much anything Pixar does.
Yep.
It's Cars. So I'll be there to see it.
Yep, same here. I'm excited for it. It was kind of a bummer that last year's movie got pushed back, or this year's movie got pushed back to next year, The Good Dinosaur. So there wasn't a Pixar movie this year, but, hey, we get 2 next year, so I guess we'll make out. And this one looks good, Inside Out. So I'll be looking forward to that. Okay, well, this has been a very big topic being discussed lately on all the major Disney sites. From watching the show, you all know that the Maelstrom did close last week. So we thought we would go back and take a look at the history and the legend of the Maelstrom.
The Maelstrom.
You are not the first to pass this way.
Nor shall you be the last. Those who seek the spirit of Norway face peril and adventure, but more often find beauty and charm.
We have always lived with the sea, so look first to the spirit of the seafarer.
Norway's spirit has always been, will always be adventure.
When Imagineers were coming up with a new Norway pavilion for Epcot's World Showcase, they wanted to give the park its first thrill ride. The original idea for the attraction was for it to be an indoor boat ride, which would pass by mythical creatures such as trolls and gnomes as a search for the Rainbow Bridge to Valhalla. The new ride system they created would allow the boats to change directions during the adventure. The attraction was originally called Sea Venture, and the Sherman Brothers were even contacted about creating a new song for the ride. The sponsors from Norway wanted the attraction to show more actual things Norway had to offer, other than just its mythology. They gave the Imagineers a list of things they wanted to be included, such as Vikings, polar bears, a fjord, oil rig, and fishing village. To meet in the middle, the Imagineers decided the attraction would venture through Norway's history, starting with the folklore and ending in modern day, as well as the use of effects and a backwards drop. Imagineers also designed a new replication of the North Sea during a storm, which would include rain, thunder, wind, and real lightning.
During its construction, the ride's name was changed from Sea Venture to Maelstrom, and the building of the pavilion began on May 27, 1986. The attraction we all knew started with guest boarding Viking boats, which sat up to 16 people. The ride began departing the dock and entering into a dark tunnel and going up a lift hill, where they're greeted by a mysterious voice. The voice told us, "Those who seek the spirit of Norway face adventure and peril." When the boats reached the top of the hill, they passed under the face of the god Odin. And he also said, "You are not the first to pass this way. Nor shall you be the last.
The boats then went past scenes depicting the days of the Vikings and the seafarers. They then ventured into a swamp where they came face to face with audio animatronic versions of the trolls. The angry trolls cast a spell that sent the boat down a hill backwards past polar bears and living trees. The back end of the boat soon came to the edge of another waterfall, which overlooked the pavilion. The track then pivoted, causing the boat to travel forward again. One of the talking trees then sent riders straight down a 28-foot plunge into the North Sea, close to an oil rig. The ride ended in a fishing village, where the narrator told guests, Norway's spirit has always been adventure.
After exiting their boats, guests then had the option to watch a 6-minute film in a theater called Spirit of Norway, which showcased some of the more exciting things Norway had to offer, well, or still does have to offer. The ride closed, Norway did not. Such as skiing and a look at some of their iconic landmarks. After the film, guests then exited out back into the Norway Pavilion. The Maelstrom opened on July 5th, 1988, about a month later than the rest of the pavilion. The attraction saw a few minor changes over the years, such as the smoke from a fog machine being toned down in the troll scene, and the altogether stopping of the rain effects in the North Sea portion, as well as the lightning being replaced with strobe effects. After months of speculation, it was announced on September 12th that the Maelstrom's final day of operation would be October 5th, 2014. Taking the ride's place will be the much-discussed Frozen ride, which is projected to open in early 2016. While the closing of the Maelstrom has hit fans hard, Norway will always be with them in spirit.
Aww.
All right, Jen, since this was one of your favorite rides, I'm gonna let you start.
Let's see if we can do this without tears. It's just one of those rides for me. I remember going on it when I was in 3rd grade, so 8 years old. And I remember riding it with my parents, and I was an adult. Now that I have an annual pass, it's just been one of those rides that we've always gone on. It's been my favorite, and because of that ride, I've actually, now it's one of my dreams to go to Norway. So that ride just has this very special place in my heart. I know a lot of people will say it was overrated, but I do know I have seen that discussion. There's been people who have been accused of fanboying and fangirling because I know a lot of tears were shed. I personally shed tears, but I experienced the final day through social media. So watching some of the cast members go on it, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot to make me cry. That made me cry. In fact, I'm trying not to cry right now. But it's just one of those things that it's one of those rides you grow up on. You don't want to see it go away. You don't want to see it change, especially into a Frozen ride. I disagree with this decision. I'm still kind of not angry, but disappointed in whatever powers that be that made that decision. But that's another show. That's another topic for another show. But I know I will very much so miss those trolls.
Yeah, I always liked the Maelstrom. I never thought it was overrated. Some people might think it was, but there's only 2 rides in Epcot in World Showcase, and that was obviously the bigger draw than the Three Caballeros boat ride, which you can pretty much just walk on any time of the day.
The Great Fiesta Tour.
Yeah.
In fact, that doesn't even post a wait time anymore.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. People don't even bother. But, so, I always liked the Maelstrom. I did. Now, I know when we go back to what I said the last time we talked about this topic, my opinions kind of changed in a way since the last few weeks. I think they could have definitely done the Frozen ride somewhere else.
For sure.
Yeah. I think it's bad in a way that they're making it the fictional Pavilion of Arendelle. And I'm a Frozen fan, so that's coming from me. And I was kind of for it.
I'm a Frozen fan, too. I love Frozen. I mean, I'm enjoying the Frozen in the parks, but not with this one.
The comment that it was looking kind of shabby. But I think they could have refurbished it to make it better, to keep it, because it is one of those rides that's been around a while, and it's one that a lot of people are gonna miss. So, and I'm going in November, and I'm like, oh, why couldn't it have at least stayed open in November so I could have went on one last time? But yeah, I enjoy the ride. You got the back over the falls. I cannot tell you how many times I've tweeted that to somebody on Twitter. Not just lately, just throughout. Anytime I'll see somebody's at Epcot and heading towards Norway, I'm gonna post back over the falls, and they always laugh. They're like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm like, yeah, I know. But it sucks kind of. But
it really
I will obviously go on the Frozen ride. I will probably love it, I'm sure. But I think they probably could have built it somewhere in Hollywood Studios, But I can see their point. I think their point is trying to get, because Magic Kingdom has New Fantasyland now. Animal Kingdom's gonna have Avatar Land. That's definitely another story for another day. Hollywood Studios is gonna have the possible Star Wars land going on, and the what we've talked about, the backlot tour closing, what might take that place. So there's really nothing going on at Epcot. So they might think, sometimes it takes a lot to get kids in there in Epcot. Because I know a lot of people argue on the internet about that Epcot's supposed to be the adult park and the more serious park, and there's not supposed to be characters. But without the kid, if you make it too much adult, I think the kids won't want to go there, and then the attendance will drop. Because me and you, Jen, we go ourselves or with friends, but most people go on family trips, and if kids are bored at Epcot, they're not going to want to go there. They're going to say, let's go to Magic Kingdom instead. So I think that's why they really had to incorporate more things that are kid-friendly into Epcot. Doesn't give them an excuse to replace this ride.
They also do have Duffy.
Yeah.
That was one of their efforts. And I do see kids that do like Duffy. I know Duffy has its own critics. And the kids' passport, the Kid Cop things. Plus, they also have the Phineas and Ferb Agent P World Showcase Adventure. So they do have things in there for kids. However, I do think Disney does need to realize its crowd and realize I'm of the school of thought where I'm there often enough. You can see kind of the sobriety of Epcot goers diminish, and I understand that they probably want to get away from that. I know they don't encourage it, but I haven't seen them discourage it either. But they gotta have something for everyone.
Yeah.
But, like you said, now that they're getting rid of, now that they're basically adding Arendelle, they're basically adding a fictional place amongst non-fictional places. And that's one of my biggest criticisms of it. Because on the last day, I saw Maelstrom, the cast members, they had their Norwegian flags on them like capes. And if that doesn't say, like, the spirit of Norway more than anything else, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
And to take that away from a lot of the See, here's me getting on my soapbox. To take that away from a lot of Norwegians, I don't think it's fair. I know I have a lot of Scandinavian heritage, and I appreciate Norway, probably more than most people do, but it kills me. It kills me to see it go. And I'm not that opinionated about a lot of stuff Disney does, but this is one thing I am. I know my favorite part was the trolls. And it became an inside joke with a lot of my friends about the trolls. We would constantly tell each other to disappear. And I'm a terrible actress, so I'm not even going to try to say it. Or even going back over the falls. I mean, how much fun is that to say that along with the trolls? I know pretty much the entire boat would do it. When we came to... And they would say their famous lines. That to me was one of my favorite parts. And what's funny is when I was a kid, when I first went on it, I was terrified of those trolls. Those trolls scared the something out of me. But now as an adult, that was the highlight. I know I remember, and like I said, for me, that whole ride just has memories. Because for my 26th birthday, I think we went on it like 3 times. We just kept getting off the ride, going back on, getting off the ride, going back on. Even the cast members, bless their little Norwegian hearts, let me in through the fast pass line because she saw my birthday button. And she's like, oh, happy birthday, here you go. And we literally got to walk on, and they gave me the front row. So for me, there's just a lot of memories. I know it's so stupid, but I don't know. It's just one of those memories. Like, it'd be like if they got rid of the Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion has just as many memories for me. Like, yeah, it's an awesome ride, but there's also the memories of Disney.
It's funny you mentioned about the being scared of the trolls. Yeah, so was I. I would not even go near the Norway Pavilion when I was little, because I saw, you know how they play the things that you can do in the parks in your hotel room. They had a big close up of the trolls. I'm like, oh my god, you know. I was one of those kids that was afraid of everything. So I'm like, no way, no, I'm not touching that pavilion. I'll tell you guys this on here. I was literally afraid to go in the Italy pavilion because of the moving statues, because I did not want them anywhere near me. So, like, we'd be going through World Shakers, I'd be like, all right, we're not going into Italy. Let's just walk right past it.
Well, you know, like, I remember my parents, they were trying to find a ride that, like, I would like. I'm a ride wimp. I still am to this day. I don't like being scared. It's not my favorite thing. I don't like being terrified, but that's a whole nother story. But I remember my dad like, oh, this is just a simple little boat ride. And then you watch the waterfalls and you see the boat back up to the waterfall. And my mom's like, oh, yeah, that's a nice little boat ride there, dear. But to me, that's like one of my favorite memories. Like, I was probably, like I said, 8. And to me, when I got on there, I was like, oh my gosh, what did my parents make me go on? What kind of boat ride is this? Because they're thinking it'd probably be something like the Grand Fiesta Tour is now.
Yeah.
You go on and you go backwards, but it's thrilling, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just boring. But the history of Norway is thrilling, and it's exciting. The spirit of Norway is adventure.
And always will be. Also, this week, Jen and I both got our magic bands in the mail. Oh yeah, check it out. I will be posting a video. It's going to be an extra episode, so look out for that. It's me selecting my Fast Pass Pluses. So if you are a Magic Band novice, like I am, you can check that out. And plus, it's pretty funny when you see what I pick. So, and I go through rides.
You've done it once, you've done it a million times.
Yep.
As I am not a novice.
Yeah, even if you've done it a lot, it's still funny to watch and amusing. So definitely check that out. Vacation Countdown, where are you at?
24 days.
And I'm at 20. Woo! When this airs, it's going to be different, but who cares?
Well, as of filming.
Yes, as of our filming. So we're both looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome.
Indeed.
All right. Well, that does it for another episode. Jen, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at JenMia83.
And you can follow our other hitchhiking host, Mandy, at Mandy Disney on Twitter. For me, you can follow me at Wes A-List on Twitter, and you can subscribe for my movie reviews on YouTube, youtube.com/Westsida515. For all of our hitchhiking host links, follow us on Twitter at HitchHostShow. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Check out our Instagram it's on Instagram. Look us up. We're at HitchHostShow. And of course, you can subscribe here on YouTube, youtube.com/HitchHostShow. And yes, every single like goes toward making me do something in Disney World. And we know it's going to happen this time. It's for sure what I'm going to end up doing. So look out for that.
I can't wait.
All right, until next time, don't forget to
Hurry back for another episode.
See ya.